I think there is a lack of identity in the young people. Sometimes it is filled with weak figures of pop culture. If we look back, like in a tribal era, we'll see that people had a clear role defined. For instance, a man had to be a warrior, to be courageous, brave, strong, aggressive, or emotionally balanced. We don't have it anymore. Instead, people avoid any kind of pressure, since they think it is not necessary. As the access to resources got much easier, it is not necessary to develop these traits in young people anymore. In the past, it was clear that a man would depend on this to be valuable to society. Nowadays they do the opposite. What you see is that parents think like, I give my children whatever they need. I want them to behave perfectly and any conflict is a problem. This view is a total misunderstanding of our real nature. Independent of the resources we get, everyone should be raised to be strong. Ask yourself, how many parents do you think are raising their children to be strong, like was common in the past? People think conflict is something bad that needs to be avoided. It is crazy, since no matter how many conflicts you may avoid, there will be always a lot more you can't control. Then, it is important to be strong to handle it. The parents nowadays think that they had some suffering in their childhood, but they are doing whatever they can to protect their children now. Then, when the children face some conflict, these parents overreact thinking the child has some problem. When the children realized it, they start feeling bad about themselves. They try hard to never commit a mistake and not be considered problematic. It is easy to see how this destroys their lives. They get afraid of trying anything. They don't want to be bad people, because since they act on their will it is interpreted they are offending someone. Everyone becomes hyper-fragile. You can't say or do anything, because it's seen as a sign that you have some disorder. Instead of overprotecting their children, parents should prepare and teach them to be strong. Boys are becoming soft. This is serious consequences. Boys are not motivated to pursue goals and plan for the future like was before. So, this generation is weak because they were raised to be weak, and at any sign of rebellion they were labeled as having some social disorder. The traditional roles that served as references to our society became outdated and largely criticized, but nothing else entered the scene to suppress this lack of reference. As the result, we get a lot of people who don't have a good vision about themselves. Don't see themselves potential and don't even think they are capable to survive in this world. Without needing to ask for things from their parents or demanding special treatment. Fortunately, or unfortunately, depending on your point of view, the current generation of young adults has never been in a position where they've had to make sacrifices like most earlier generation. They've never faced the draft. So they haven't had to make life-altering decisions about what to do. When graduating from high school, for many, the option to continue living with mom and dad into adulthood has existed. People who lived in town often didn't own a car and were able to send the kids to the neighborhood store on errands by walking. Technology and entertainment are now a major part of daily life, so reading is no longer as crucial to while away the few free hours as it once was. Of course, Netflix, gaming, jacking off and 24-hour programming are now a commonplace as oxygen. Instant gratification, instead of having to wait for Sunday evenings to see the wonderful world of Disney, is the norm, instead of deferred gratification. People no longer wait excited for a phone call, and kids call one another at all hours. Instead of having restrictions placed on hours or length of time of phone usage. Phones, computers and laptops, all with Wi-Fi so they can be used anytime, anyplace, are issued to early elementary-aged children, so boredom, even on road trips, is extinct, along with a long attention span. Amusement parks, movies, theme rides, vacations, designer clothes, and entire diets are geared to make you a consumer zombie now. The world has become child-centered instead of adult-centered. I could go on, but why bother? You get the idea. So, self-disciplined, sacrifice, postponement of gratification, shared responsibilities at home, hard physical work, and the word no have become alien concepts to youth, whereas they used to be thought of as necessary for the development of a person's character and work ethic. Sadly, this state of affairs is the fault of the older generation who inflicted upon their kids. There just wasn't enough profit or narcissistic supply in the old way. Keep pushing, brother. Stay strong. Don't forget to show love by subscribing and like for the algorithm to see the next best way to level up as a man. Check these videos here.